Look, I'm not saying it's not a good quiz. Like, one of them was reasonably funny. It's just, like, politically, yeah, you know, look, if you ever get a cardboard belt sorted out, then maybe we can arrange something. But just, look, I'm going to have to phone you back because I'm just sat down to watch NXT at the minute and it's already started, so... yeah, it's okay. They've got a crowd in this week for some reason. I'm just trying to see who's in it. I'll phone you back. Oh my god, they actually did it! Yes, that is in fact the entire intro because, let's face it, life is short enough without me reworking the same 90-second bit every single time I do this show, so we instead skip to the most important, the most seminal, the most culturally relevant segment here on NXT Ups and Downs, a uphill battle I've been fighting for months, swimming against the tide, rolling that dung up the hill. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, it is time for a happy edition of... Bug Watch. Yes, here it is, the jazzy, funky up that I've been saying for months now I will award to NXT if it gives me sight or sound of Rick Buggs a la Eric Bugenhagen. And lo and behold, no sooner had I tuned into this week's episode did they hit me right in the face holes with it. Ladies and gentlemen, we start with a Bugen Uppin'. Anyway, yes, that's right. NXT started with a crowd this week of sorts. They've not let the punters back in, but they are using the developmental and otherwise unused NXT talent to fill both the space and the silence. Now, AEW have been doing this for a while to mixed degrees of success. It was only a matter of time before NXT followed suit, and you know what? I really liked it. Now, I would, of course, have to sit here and give you a full breakdown from a journalistic perspective about whether or not this is a good idea, about whether or not people are being tested on the way in, tested on the way out there, making it safe and not forcing these people to put their lives on the line just to go, yeah, or boo. But WWE have, of course, been very vague on this matter, you suspect deliberately, so I don't know. So without that kind of information, I can just judge it on what it brought to the show, and it did bring something to the show. It added a bit of atmosphere back and got rid of the deafening silence. Was it as good as a crowd? No. Was it much better than silence and creaking floorboards? Yes, it gets an up. Oh, here we go. It's that story I really like. Again, I would like to give you a full breakdown on this one from a journalistic perspective again and, tell you whether or not Drake Maverick leaving WWE is a work or whether they're just trying to, cash in on the misery being felt by 40 million plus Americans just to get a bit of interest in a wrestling tournament. But again, WWE are very vague on this. Nobody really knows what's going on. So because I beat this drum to death, I'm going to leave it now until there's actually information. I think this whole thing stinks, but the match did at least smell good. Now, I have been saying the whole time these Cruiserweight tournament matches have been one of the best things in WWE at the minute, and I kind of hope this triple threat would be the jewel in its crown, but it fell just a little bit short of that, regardless, though it was an 8-minute Stormer triple threat tag team match where they actually made Drake Maverick a believable winner. In all of it, he just picked his moment. That's what his whole thing's been in this tournament, finding just that little way to win, and he did it here. And yes, I hate the storyline, but I cannot hate this match. The match gets an up. And just quickly before we do move on, Jake Atlas and Kushida prove they are masters here, masters of crafting a technical in-ring match. I would like to see these two have a little rivalry afterwards, and for all I have slated this whole thing, and indeed slated Drake Maverick for his role in it, can I deny the man is also a master at crafting a narrative-led wrestling match? I cannot. Next up, it's Johnny LeRae and Candice Gargano, and I do not know whether or not this whole thing was created because of the new crowd gimmick, but let me just say that having a heel come down and start taking on challenges from relatively unknown or underused members of the roster, all while relatively unknown or underused members of the roster have to watch it all from behind Perspex glass, is brilliant. It is like watching a fox murder shag a chicken in full sight of the henhouse. I adored this segment. Now, I'm a big believer that you do need to have exhibition or squash matches in order to build people up, but the whole local competitor or jobber entrance TM format is bad. I hate it. So having these open challenges where you think, oh, do you know what? Pride comes before a fall, so this guy might actually get to beat him is really good. I love this match. It gets an up. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing surprising whatsoever about Gargano tapping Adrian Alonis inside of a minute, but just if he had come down and the guy had already been in the ring, you wouldn't have bought for a second that he could have beaten. But the fact that it's a challenge and he's putting himself on a pedestal kind of makes you think, or someone's going to get him eventually. It creates intrigue, it creates suspense, it creates drama. I really liked it. In fact, I liked it so much that it's almost a shame that they're jumping right into the Keith Lee versus Mia Yim feud, because a few weeks of this, and it has got the legs for it, to build him up and build him up and build him up and build him up, then have Keith Lee knock him back down, would have been really good. We're getting this instead though, and do you know what? For a very serious, intense wrestling show where very serious, intense wrestlers do very serious, intense wrestling matches, and nobody really does comedy all that well, they did comedy quite well here, I thought. But Adam, someone will red-facedly type into a comment section I do not read. What about this one example of comedy that I can think of? You're so biased against NXT. How can you say it's not normally funny? Send. Well, for a start, I can say whatever I want. But secondly, I just mean like the broad strokes comedy tend not to work in NXT. It's far more about the serious stuff, and people tend not to get a chance to perform like this, except for Matt Riddle. So when they do, you kind of got to hold your hands up and admit when it is quite funny, which this was. I'm an angry little pixie that don't know how to tone my hair. Funny. I've been in NXT for 25 years with no titles to show for it. Funny. Hi, I'm Johnny Gargano, and I have something in common with my action figures because we're the same size. Funny. So now I'm blind. Funny. Tegan Nox just delivering pizza and eating all but one slice of it. Also quite funny. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not exactly going to have people rolling in the aisles this one, but the strike rate of things that were funny to things that were not funny is genuinely quite... Look, you go and write a 3-minute skit and get that many laughs. You probably won't. This was good. Up. Oh, and of course here is Andy Murray and Michael Sidgwick. If you know, you know. Alright, a wrestling match, you remember those next, and I think this might be the first time they've ever made a concerted good effort to actually paint Raquel Gonzalez as a monster in this division, as a physical battering ram, because she tends to just sort of do a bit of clubbing, slowly move around, miss, and then lose matches, but here, my god, she dominated! Like the amount of times Shotzi Blackheart tried to do something really athletic and eye-catching, like a Hurricane Rana or a Tilter Whipper, whatever you call it, and then Gonzalez is just like, nope, and picks her back up and throws her on the ground. That was really good. I bought her as a big monster in this, which I haven't really done previously. Up. Now, of course, it would be easy to criticise this match for taking a backseat to the Tegan Nox Dakota Kai feud in the latter stages, and then just straight up getting in the flipping boot when Candice LeRae came down, but do you know what? This is probably the most interconnected and logical the women's division has felt in a while. Like, I understood why every single woman was down at ringside. I understood why they were getting involved in everything. I understood why they don't like each other. It wasn't a big mess of storylines all crashing off each other at once. It kind of made sense, which is hard to do. Gonzalez getting the win in controversial circumstances was probably the right move, given that we've only just had that Shotzi Blackheart, I drive a tank promo, which was, of course, remember, very good, and the fact she was able to recover from this botch, a second rope springboard trust fall to the outside where nobody did the trust part of the fall and she landed on the back of her neck. My god, able to recover from that to actually get a fairly cohesive finish was admirable. Ugh. More girl-on-girl action now, just like your dad watches. And I don't think I've seen a match in recent history that had such an uphill struggle to convince me it wasn't going to be predictable. Here you have the 3 forthcoming challenges for the NXT Women's Championship. And the mystery partner is a woman who struggles to buy a win against developmental talent. Gee, I wonder who's taking the L here. Well, lo and behold, it was actually Io Shirai, which caught me completely off guard because Chelsea Green took the bullet for Charlotte, enabling her to get the roll-up and effectively cheat her way to a big win over a forthcoming opponent, which, when you think about it, makes that Chelsea Green's win as much as it does Charlotte's, which is, I'll say this, right, the whole point of the Robert Stone brand is it's meant to get people who don't deserve opportunities big opportunities, and making Chelsea Green Charlotte's mystery partner is a big opportunity that you wouldn't say Chelsea Green really deserved. So this is, honestly, the most good thing, words, that the Robert Stone brand has been able to do. I understand the gimmick now, and the gimmick works. Huh. Anyway, yeah, big ups all round for this because, well, it was a swerve that opens up more possibilities than if they had not done the swerve. It makes me more excited for the forthcoming championship match, and it's just a good match, wasn't it? What more do you want? Next up was Adam Cole's conference call, and William Regal promised that if Velveteen Dream doesn't beat him at In Your House, they will never, ever, ever revisit this stupid, pointless, nonsensical, underwhelming waste of my time and yours feud ever again. Quickest up I've ever given in my life. Also the yellow jacket. Also, as an aside, really don't like William Regal constantly saying Adam while using his telling off voice. That right in me, into the bones, up the spine. No. Another quick entry of this, and I just want to say that Tommaso Ciampa brutalizing Leon Ruff while never taking his eyes off Scarlett Bordeaux it's something. I think if I'm honest, that constant eye contact probably did more to further the cross-Ciampa feud than any kind of weird in-ring talky segment could ever have done. Like, the guy has previous with getting distracted by the significant others of his opponents, and to just have that the whole way through was like, oh, what's this? What are they doing? Oh. It just adds another dimension to all of this. Like, Scarlett Bordeaux is not just there to lip sync the guy's entrance music, she is a factor in this match, which I am now more intrigued to see. And also, just want to say, whoever Leon Ruff's agent is, to now get him back-to-back television matches against the hottest new signing the brand has made all year, and a former champion, one of the faces of the entire division. Give me a call. The mad thing is, despite the fact he's been squashed 2 weeks in a row, can you say his reputation has not increased as a result of being in the ring with these two men? You can't, so everyone's been a winner. I don't mean to sound surprised with how impressed I am at all this, but I am quite surprised by how impressive this all is. Right, your main event of the evening, and yes, it is that feud that I have slated, that I have battered from pillar to post every single week, and I'm just going to lay it all out for you right now. This match ruled. Yep, the story is pitifully weak. The feud has been so underdeveloped. They have completely wasted this rivalry by doing it all in the space of a goddamn fortnight. But I also said, if you just trust in the process, this will probably be brilliant. And lo and behold, my God, was this brilliant. Did they reward you for trusting in the process, even if the process sucked? It's a cage match with Kurt Angle officiating, where they just did really tight, hard, horrible looking shoot fight holds and actual like combat stuff for like 15 minutes as a television main event. Wow! And then there was the teeth. Matt Riddle flies off the wall, he knees Thatcher right in the face, and he immediately turns around and starts spitting out blood. And his teeth on a television main event, his actual teeth. Now, I do just want to quickly caveat that by saying that it might turn out that was all just a bit of work and it's a blood packet and it's not really his teeth and stuff like that, but there is just no bad result here as far as I'm concerned, because if it's real, then he lost his teeth on television as one of the most grisly, gross things NXT has ever had happen on it, and I absolutely loved it. Brackets provided that he is okay in the end. But if it's a work, then they've worked me. Look how well they have worked me. I like to be worked sometimes, and to be fair, if they have worked that, it's even more impressive than they did it for real, because it shouldn't look real at all. It looked real. Look, right, tell you what I want them to put this match in a little capsule and send it up into space, so that if aliens ever try to take on the planet, they'll be like, it is a message from the Earthlings, 15-minute transmission, and they watch this and they go, haha, we shall not with these people, goodbye. Anyway, yes, I'm slightly delirious from both that and the intense heat in this flat. So a win for Riddle here leads us to a blow-off match at In Your House, where apparently he's then going to go to SmackDown. And you know what? The feud is bad, the rivalry is bad, the story is bad, all of this is bad, but the match has been so good. Sign me up immediately. So there you have it. Those are all the ups and downs for this week's episode of NXT, and there were no downs, my friend. There were no downs at all. Was it a perfect episode? No. Was it the best episode they've ever done? No, that is the flaw of the ups and downs system, but every single thing they did engendered more positivity in me than it did cynicism, so it gets a perfect score. Well done to everybody. This is undoubtedly the absolute peak of the empty arena era, and no doubt when we get to In Your House, they will disappoint me massively because I'm not allowed nice things consistently. Anyway, let me know what you made of it all in the comments below. Of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. On Thursdays, we wear yellow, and in the morning, a cat dressing gown. That's actually mine. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Hello everyone, Rich here, your go-to for Doctor Who from WhatCulture.com, and... Wait. My thing that goes ding when there's stuff. What have you got? It's got something. It just needs to... There. There, it's... I just need to amplify it. No. No. Fine. There it is. It's a whole channel dedicated to Doctor Who content. We have got Doctor Who lists, ups and downs, reviews of the most recent episodes of Doctor Who, and a brand new weekly rewatch podcast, and more to come. Now you see the Doctor thinks they're all good, building crap out of stuff. I mean, I can do it too. I found a whole channel with this thing. So if you have enjoyed previous Doctor Who content we've done and you're looking forward to more, then please do go and subscribe to WhoCulture, part of the WhatCulture network of channels, and I am really excited to be a part of it. And if you want to be a part of it, why not drop us an email and tell us just what you are capable of. You can email us whoculture@whatculture.com. Please subscribe to the WhoCulture YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'm super excited for this project to kick off. And again, if you want to be a part of it, please drop us an email. I'm Rich, and I'll see you very soon.